Hi, well, it's 24th of May. We're here in Brussels. We're here for the big anti-Trump manifestations. And we have here one of the water protectors. Can you tell us your name and where you come from and how you come at this manifestation?
Yeah, my name's Rachel Heaton. I am a Muckleshoot tribal member and a Duwamish descendant. I'm from the United States. My people refer to as Turtle Island. There's 4 of us water protectors that are here, and we're on a European tour all over Europe to tell banks to divest from fossil fuel projects that are involved on our lands, but also to bring awareness to what's going on with indigenous nations, and to also bring the movement of Standing Rock over here and to continue the energy from that and how all of this ties to all struggles and fights. So
yeah. So because there's a big problem now that Trump has actually reopened the pipeline, the Keystone XL pipeline, I think, in the Dakota pipeline, or otherwise you correct me. And
he revived the Keystone pipeline, which is up. It starts up in Canada and runs down. But it was originally stopped by Obama, and then within I think 24 days of him being in office, he revived that and the Dakota Access Pipeline. And so part of our campaign is to bring awareness not just to Dakota Access Pipeline, but to the tar sand pipelines that were affected by Keystone Pipeline and the environmental racism that's taking place and the violation of human rights. All of those things tie in with all of this. So we're trying to come over here and bring awareness and to let the banks over here in Europe know how they're contributing to our genocide and to the desecration of our lands, but also they need to do free and prior informed consent with indigenous nations before these projects take place. So we're over here spreading that message.
Okay, so you're just talking about the banks and the role of the banks in all the struggle. How can we as Europeans be a part of the Disinvestment campaign that you, the Dakota people, you, the water protectors, and the other environmental activists are leading?
So we started Mazaska Talks, MAZASKA Talks, TALKS.org. And that is an indigenous-led resource that has all of the banks that are invested in these various projects. And so that's a resource that people can go to find out where these banks are, so that we don't want people to pull their money out of banks and then put them into another bank that's invested in another pipeline or fossil fuel project. So we've provided this resource for people to go to where they can find out what banks are invested. But again, to also just let people know how that impacts our lands as well. So, okay. But the things that anybody can do is to divest from any of these banks. Tell your community. Our cities are doing it. Seattle divested $3 billion from Wells Fargo. That was our first victory. And so, we're continuing the momentum of that divestment and hoping that these other communities and the banks over here and the people in these communities as well will get involved.
Okay, thank you very much. What do you expect of today, actually?
Today, I don't know that I really have any expectations. I'm just glad to be here, to be a part of this, to be all the way over here in Europe as a Native American, all the way over here in Europe. I mean, I think it just says, I think it says volumes about the work that we're trying to do, and I think it says volumes that we're all the way over here trying to spread a message that's deeply affecting our communities over in the U.S. So
we are very glad to have you here, very, very glad, and thank you for this short interview.
Thank you. Thank you.